fox. Okay, I was sitting at that clump right there. I had to walk in from the road, and cattle are in here this morning, as you can see. So I come in and drop my call right in here, where I'm going to leave my stuff. And I kept seeing a fox on my trail cam, on and off, the past couple weeks. And this morning he was hanging around. It showed up. Coyote was here last night, and then fox was here this morning, a couple times. And I called him in. I watched him. He was peeking through the fence, and then he disappeared. And then he come out. I saw his head bob way down the field down here. I could hardly see him through the scrub. And I heard the bullet hit him. So there he is, dead. Yep, deader than a doornail. A young one, doesn't look very big. There's all the damage my 22-250 did with a Blitz King bullet, a 50 grain. So I mean, wreaked havoc on the coyotes yesterday with my friend Bobby Edgar, aka Boober. And he put 3 dogs in front of me and I killed them all. Now I got a fox, and now I gotta go for a long walk back to the road through the cattle. Anyways, there we go. Do them. Oh yeah. One down. Got him, Tui. Gotcha. Oh yeah. missed it. Bingo. Slam bam. Oh, dead coyote. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Sweet. Sweet. He's not very far either. Damn. Well, like I'm walking in here and I jumped a coyote down there. Saw it through the car, right? Turned it on. He come out like 30 yards from me. And just like, I had to get the camera on. I'm just glad I could. He was deeking around this thing. Gotta love it. There we go. Oh yeah! Double. Sweet, there's the other one over there. Oh, he's up. He's down. Okay, so here we are. Shot 2 more coyotes. A bait pile in this field, right here. And I got light out, so I thought I'd give a call. I had a hand call with me. And I was calling, and I put it down. Just looking around, and I looked over, and there's 2 of them coming across the corner of the field. I lip squeaked them, shot this one top of the shoulder. Get a look at this one. I shot the other one as it was running across the field. Their successful hunt. It's one dead coyote. Let's get a look at this thing. Of course, he's got mange. You can see it on the back leg there. He's a mangy dog. All up his front legs is all missing. Let's go take a look at this other one here. He'll have mange too. I'm gonna leave him lay there. Actually, yeah, we'll drag the other one to it. We'll get a look at this other probably mangy dog. He won't be coming home with us. Spraying a bit there. He was spraying. Oh, he's nasty looking. He's nasty. Hardly even a tail on him. Nasty looking dog. We'll just leave him right there. Not even gonna drag him off the field. That thing is so disease ridden there, it's not even funny. Got the mange pretty bad. Hardly got any tail left. Well, although it does look a little bloody, nothing's been done to him, but probably a big favor. It's been an on and off hot cold winter. He's still got a lot of fur on his body, but I can see his belly's bald underneath there. You see his belly's bald. He's got no fur on his tail. Up his legs. See up his legs, all the fur's off. And it's just a matter of time before he freezes to death, so he's been done a pretty big favor, I think, today. Gotcha. Not so fast. Stew. Three. Four. So I'm out at a new old spot, a place I haven't hit for a couple of years actually, close by. But anyways, I come in here right at legal shooting time. Left my black and white on my scope so I can see better because I'm getting friggin' old. And I shot all four of them. One got away. He went way across Bleed Swamp, way across into a swamp. I'm not going to chase him right yet. I might take a little tour and go take a peek for him, but there's one here. This is the last one I shot. And two were on the other side of the fence. I was on the other side of the fence here, making a stand, and yeah, I might have to shut this off for a minute so I get to the fence. Okay. So there's one I just dragged through. I'm going to line them up with the other ones here. So I've hunted this spot for years. I haven't came over here in a while. Just never bothered. And my interest got piqued yesterday because I trap across the road and there's been nothing. But when they come hard. So there's two females. What we got over here? Oh, and finally a male. So the first one I shot running away, he was in there thrashing around. He went down. He went straight down. He might even be crossed the next line now, but well, this one's heavy. So I'm going to show you my setup. So I find a lot of guys that get on sites and brag about how many dogs they shoot. They don't tell you shit because they want to be your superhero. But anyways, okay, so there you see my call. It's a Fox Pro. I've been taking the Lucky Duck today at the Fox Pro for a change. I played Lucky Bird, brought the first one out. And then I thought, so, okay, I'm sitting right in there. So there's just I brought that tripod and my cushion out. Anyways, they come out of over here. The other day yesterday actually, I saw a coyote off the highway down about close to 700 yards from here. So these dogs come out over in the corner there. Either there, but I think there because I seen them first pop out. I was patient. I let them come around. I dropped. The first one cut, started to run back, so I popped him. That's the one that got away. He did go down. He was quite angry, actually. But he went on and on and on. Anyways, Lucky Bird. Then I switched to Den Raid, and another one popped out. And then I put on Wounded Coyote, and I went back to. I think I want. I put some Lucky Duck sounds on here. I recorded them to put them on here when the speaker went out of my Lucky Duck. So what happened was I put some pup distress on here and some howls. They have very nice howls. Rick has probably some of the best sounds out there. So I put on. Wasn't Schoolyard Brawl. It was the other one I like. I'll have to tell you that one later. It's Pup Detention, I think it was. The third one come out. I dropped it right where the pile is there. I think that was 3. The last one come out. He barked and howled. He was way down. I could just see him cresting the hill way down there. And then he was over the fence through there in that field. He was howling, carrying on. And I had, it was a coyote fight. It was a stuck fight, like a breeding thing. And he was going and going and going and going. Then I switched to, I think it was back to a pup distress or Wounded Coyote. You'll hear the sound in the videos because all 4 are shot on video. Anyways, that's where the call is. That's how the speakers are angled. So my maximum shot, I'd say, down that where the little mound comes up on the side where he went through. He was just outside of that to that. It's probably just over, probably 100 yards or close to it, give or take 5. So anyway, I'm gonna have to drag these out and carry all my stuff. Unless I can bring my truck down here. And I am going to ask, I think. Because, there's no sense, there's a saying, it says work harder, or work smarter, not harder. Anyways, 2 females. I'm going to guess the one that ran away, got away with gripping. He didn't look hurt. He was hurt. But he wasn't real bleeding hard, so he was hit probably that second shot in the ass when he was running away. He was far right when he come out, and I was trying to twist around and shoot, but anyways, there you go. Videos
hey guys,
to come.
thanks for taking the time to watch my video. Just some clips from the last couple of years and a few older clips in there too from some of my hunts. I don't videotape everything in every hunt like I used to, but I try to get some footage and stuff I can share with you guys. I want to offer you some information, And this is how I've found that you can get the most coyotes in your area. If you're into calling and you know how to trap them and you bait them and you use those 3 methods, you'll pull out more coyotes. Not everyone's coming to a call, not everyone will fall for the traps, but if you use 3 different methods there and work an area, you will get more coyotes. And it's not a matter of what call you use, what gun you use, although there are more guns that are more favorable and fur friendly, that's for sure. And it's not what call you use, because everybody's pushing their calls to make money. Everybody's bragging about Fox Pro or Lucky Duck or Icotech or Primos, or everybody's pushing a certain brand. I'm not sponsored by any of these guys, and I'll tell you right now, if you take out a hand call, you'll get just as many coyotes. But anyways, back to what I'm trying to let you know is, it's not always what sound you're making or a particular noise you're going to make to call coyotes. Coyotes will come to pretty much anything. The key to getting more coyotes is finding out where the coyotes are, locating them. They travel a lot, so if you can pinpoint them where they are at a certain time of day, or like early morning or late afternoon in the evening or whatever, and you're there at that time, that's when you're going to be most successful. Because sometimes they'll come into an area and maybe they'll hit your bait, and they hit your bait at 10, 11 o'clock at night, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, or maybe even 5:30 in the morning. It's not light out till say 7 o'clock, and by 7 o'clock they're miles down the road, and you can go there and call as much as you want and they're not going to hear you. I see the same when I'm trapping areas. You'll see coyotes come in, investigate your trap sets, and it might be 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. They come through every night. You can go try and call it, but they're nowhere to be found by 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. So anyways, locate them, be where they are when they're there. And I mean, if you use those 3 methods, those coyotes that are coming in at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning and say you can't hunt at night where you are, chances are you'll get them in your sets. So that's why I'm saying, if you use 3 different methods. And it's not a matter of what call you use either. I mean, guys, they push whatever brand they're using, or say somebody sponsors them to push their calls. Say they're shooting a fair bit of coyotes in the calls, and somebody will give them one of their game calls. Here, well, you're our field rep or something like that, I guess, or you're sponsored by us. Here's some free merchandise. Go online and brag to everybody about how many coyotes you get in with our call. I'll tell you, I've owned a couple of Fox Pros, 2 or 3 Fox Pros. I've owned a Lucky Duck. I've tried Icotechs, didn't like them. I find that Fox Pro makes premium calls. I found Lucky Ducks seem like they're made a little cheaper, but I'll tell you, the sounds on them, just amazing. Rick does a really good job. But here, I'm not here to push people's calls, but I'll tell you, any of those 3 calls will call in coyotes. Any of them. It doesn't matter. I know there's a Primos one too, Alpha Dog or something. I've never used them. I think there's guys that do, and there are guys that call coyotes for them. So it's not a matter of what call you use and always what sounds you play. It's a matter of finding them, getting into your spot, or getting from, say, your truck to where you're going to call with the wind in your favor, and not making any noise so that you alert them when you're coming in. And just find a nice spot where you can see around you and you got a bit of cover. Sit down nice and quietly and call. I mean, you can use tube calls. I mean, I learned how to call over 33 years ago, and I used hand calls. We never had electronics back then, and I called in a lot of coyotes, and shot a lot of coyotes, missed a lot of coyotes, missed fox, shot fox. I've had fishers come in. I've had deer come in to investigate. I've had hawks come down. I've had owl, a gray owl one time landed about, could have been more than 6 feet in front of me. I've had coyotes standing over me, laying down in the snow. I mean, it's been a blast over the years, and once you're hooked, and you'll never get unhooked, I'll tell you. But if you play that game and use 3 different methods, you'll see more coyotes. You'll get more fur. And I don't know, I hope you enjoyed the video. Yeah, I did use mostly electronics now because I'm lazy, like a lot of guys get. I have hand called coyotes in the last few years or whatever. I get the odd one where I'll take a hand call in and mess around, but they all work. You don't have to buy a certain brand. You buy the one you like and go with it. Buy one of each if you want. Play with them. It can be an expensive hobby. Anyways, I find 22 centerfires are the best. 223, 22 250. My favorite's 22 250 because they reach out. They really reach out. They're flatter than the 223 and they hit a lot harder. The 223 usually 3,400 feet per second with a 50 grain bullet, where my 22 250 will spit them out there at 4,000 feet per second. I'm not a 243 fan, sorry guys. Not a Creedmoor fan, never will be. I do like my 22 250, and I do shoot 223 also. But whatever you want to kill them with, that's your preference. It doesn't matter what gun, what call. It's all in your methods of finding them and setting up, and your presentation to, be there and be the prey and not let them know that you're there. Having the wind right and everything else. And you know what, if you go by those things, you're gonna get more coyotes. You don't need to listen to, you can listen to whoever you want, but you don't need to get out there and buy a certain call and play certain sounds and certain orders or anything like that. I've seen coyotes come into there was 4 that came in I shot this year at this spot I haven't hunted for a few years now anyways. And the first one came into a bird. I never play birds at my stands ever. I play rabbit. I'll play pup distress. Sometimes I'll start it with howls. I had a coyote come in I hit the wrong sound on a Fox Pro, and it was an old invitation howl. And it was just at that point in the morning, it was starting to get light. And I'll tell you, I shot that coyote 20 yards from the call, and it came into that old cheap sounding invitation howl, and I played it accidentally. I hit the wrong button. But anyways, play around with it, play whatever sounds you feel like playing, and don't get too stressed out about it. If you're not seeing anything, it's probably because they're not in the area. Anyways, once again, I hope you enjoyed the video. I tried to put something together more like a bit of a movie. I didn't want to waste a lot of time putting in commentaries and things, because I know a lot of guys just want to see stuff get shot. They don't want to mess around and listen to some old fart talking about what call he used and how far he was from it. I mean, I've had calls 10 feet from me. I've actually sat down with a call, and I've had calls where I put them out 30, 40, 50 yards in front of me. But things you got to think about though is if you're carrying an electronic call and you find your nice little spot and you're going to sit down, and you figure, coyotes out across the clearing and a scrub or a bit of a ravine, or they're out somewhere in that area you're going to call to. If you got to walk out 40 or 50 yards into a field, then if they're watching, you're getting spotted. I mean, you're busted. Sometimes it's best just to put it out a bit from the fence. Maybe say you're going to sit in a fence line, maybe put it out 10 yards and then put it further down the fence. Like walk down the fence another 30 yards and put it out maybe 10, slip back to the fence, walk all the way back and sit down. Sometimes that's better because, they're not blind. They see something. If, there's a field that you can see everything plain as day, and there's say a rabbit was snagged by something and it was screaming away. I mean, they can see the call sitting there. They're not stupid. Some of them are, but they can see what's there and what's not there. Decoys, I find sometimes it's better not to use a decoy, because if you use a decoy, all of a sudden they're locked on, they're pegged onto that, and sometimes they'll spook and they won't come in. But if you don't use a decoy, they're constantly looking for where that sound's coming from. And I'll tell you another thing too. I find that if you get so right now I've got two calls that I've kept. I've got a Lucky Duck Revolution, which, I mean, the camera on it's totally useless, but it has a camera, but the call can turn on its little tripod it comes with. So you can remotely turn that call to change direction, whether you want to, say, call to a scrub area in one area and then turn the call to a scrub area further down to get the sound to carry that way. You can use it that way, or it will make it sound like the animal is moving too. I've got that one, and I've got a Fox Pro, and I'll tell you, the Lucky Duck is way louder than the Fox Pro. But if you get, so the Revolution I have, or the Revolution, and then I have the Shockwave is the Fox Pro one. If you get that call off the ground a foot, just with a small tripod, you'll find you can get the sound to carry a lot better. And I found that with the older ones too, with any of the older calls, if you got them off the ground, a couple of feet off the ground, or sometimes if you even hang it up in a tree, it works good too. Like, they used to have a call, I think it was a Johnny Stewart one, and it was like, we call it the boat anchor. It had like the cassette deck and had the speaker on the big long wire. We used to hang the speaker up in a cedar tree or something. Get a little rock pile in the middle of the field, put it at the bottom, hang that speaker up the tree, and play like there was a sound called, I think it was Super Jack, and just turn that thing up and blast that sucker, and they'd come. You know, same with other things that come into calls too, like people on four-wheelers wondering what the heck the noise is, and it's quite amusing sometimes. But anyways, I'm going to shut up now and turn this thing off, and if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. My coyote season's pretty much over unless I do some nuisance calls, and I do trap, and I do that as a side gig. I've been doing it for quite a few years, and I will post trapping videos too if you want them. Yeah, it's time for me to turn her off and mesh this whole video together and upload it so you guys can enjoy it. And make sure you subscribe. If you got any requests, you want to see how to do trap sets or anything like that, just shoot me a message and let me know. Anyways, guys, as I've said it in the past, happy hunting.